Hey, welcome to X31 Topic 3 Pundits. I'm your host, John C. Dvorak. I'm here with Andrew Eisner and Joe Ingo, and we're here to discuss the big buzz around town, which is the Google Plus initiative, which I wrote a column about on, I guess it was Tuesday, PC Magazine. Go to PCMag.com. You can read it. I believe that there's a lot of excitement around. I'm actually starting to rethink this even after I've written the column, because my son has come up with some. He's been studying social networking, and he's going to come actually sell a little report on this, and he's got ideas that are kind of beyond mine. But I've been studying it a little bit, and I joined, and I became a member, and I equated the huge popularity as it's like based on two things. One, they've limited it, so it became kind of viral, and I think a lot of people hate Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, well, the biggest thing that I know a lot of people hate Facebook for is the privacy controls change constantly, and they're difficult to figure out, and the applications. If Google Plus does not install applications, third-party apps, I think it's going to be a success. Because a lot of people are tired of all the different video games that pop up and say, hey, you know, this person scored 5 points in this game. Well, nobody cares about that. Just like you know, saying that you hate people post about Foursquare.
If somebody on their Twitter account who I'm following posts something on Foursquare, and then Foursquare sends it over to Twitter, I take them off the list. Well, I think you got taken off.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you were testing it, though.
Yes, I was.
Well, now you know I was sincere.
So you're warming up to Google Plus? Is that what you're saying? Last time we were talking about criticize first, ask questions later. So now you're sort of exploring it?
Well, I have mixed feelings about it. At first, I thought it was interesting. I do like the bin sort aspect, where you can bin sort people and you can create a bunch of categories, and they don't know what the categories are, but you do. Right. So you can say, you know, jerk, and so you can have
the jerk in your circle.
You can put a circle, yeah. you know, I developed this material before the show. I try to work with it, and then you steal it. You just walk with it.
Well, okay. I thought I was helping you.
Yeah,
you're sidekick.
It's called stealing my material.
Okay,
but that's okay. It's beside the point. But you can do all these little sorting things, and then you can have and you can, you know, people that don't know what they're in, they can be in the jerks thing, or the good guy, or your co-worker, or whatever. And I think that was good. Now, I understand that Google's limiting the number of people that you can sort to 5,000. That's not good.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, the number one person that was on there was Zuckerberg, but he just closed his account this morning.
Right.
Because he's concerned about Google tracking him, which is the
That's
biggest
bull crap.
irony in the world.
Yeah, it's total irony, and it's bullcrap.
Yeah.
I think because he wasn't going to post, and he knew that he was going to get a lot of flack for being there and never posting anything. Because the Google guys themselves, Brin and Page, appear to be there, although I sent a little comment in on a couple of these things just to see if I get anything back, because I think Brin owes me lunch. So anyway,
have you played around with the
Google
Sparks
Plex.
feature?
No, the Sparks feature I have not played with you. Why don't you tell us about it?
It doesn't make any sense. I have yet to talk to somebody that actually understands this feature. It shows you like a list of like 10 different categories, or you can type in your own search term, and it shows you a bunch of search results about that. It doesn't make any sense. I cannot figure out what this feature is for.
Do you have any? You even used this thing?
You know, I've used Google Plus.
Given up on everything.
You know, my problem is just, you know, only so many hours in the day too. I mean, and I think that the fact is, people are saying that Google Plus they're finding people more responsive than Facebook.
At the beginning,
I
it's
know,
always
I
this
think
way.
it's that way, because there is this sort of select group, and it's only the cool digerati people. So that's fine. You know, it's just I don't have any more time to scan all the Google Plus, you know, report, you know, traffic.
It's very noisy. The one thing I've noticed that it's a noisy system. I mean, it's not. I mean, Facebook, except for these apps that you're complaining about, which creates a lot of noise. In other words, spurious information you really don't want, because it's just wasting your time. Like, geez, Joe got a huge score in Zynga, or he opened it, or somebody got a new button they opened, or they found a gold bar underneath a phony rock. You know, these kinds of things. Who needs it? And if you look at Google Plus, it's essentially just millions of posts, and there's animated GIFs, and it's real messy right off the bat if you have a bunch of people you're following in any way, shape, or form. And also, what is following on Google Plus? I mean, because you could put anyone in the circle, it's just another circle.
Yeah. But
Well, I
then you
mean,
have to go.
it follows the Twitter kind of philosophy that you're following somebody instead of establishing a mutual relationship, which I think is kind of nice.
You could say that about any. I mean, you can do that with acquaintances, which a lot of people use, and there's also. I mean, it doesn't follow I don't know. I
Well-
just think
Well, I
it's
mean,
just-
you know,
think
if you're a
it's
celebrity or
arbitrary-
something like that, you can set up a
arbitra-
like or something like that. But I mean, if let's say, for example, you're just a podcaster or something like that, and you want to have people who follow you, you can decide whether you want to follow them or not. But they can still get, you know, access to anything that you make public.
The fact is, it's off to a pretty good start. They say they've got, you know, if you depending
10
on which
million now.
reports, yeah,
As
4
of
to 10
today.
million.
It'd be 20
so they have a
million
long
by
way
next
to go to get to Facebook 750 million. But you know, they haven't even opened it up to the public, and that'll let.
Well, you can
another
still
flood
invite anybody now. I mean, as
You
of like
can pretty
yesterday.
much
Oh,
get
okay,
in.
so anybody can get on.
I believe that this I'm telling you, it finally got later today. I was reading some other people's stuff, and it just dawned on me because people were analyzing it. It's better, it's worse. It's better, it's worse. I just as a moment of deja vu, when Orkut first hit, because the Orkut was in the 90s, and that was during the era when all the stuff was new. So Friendster came out, everybody joined Friendster. And then LinkedIn was very popular for a very short time. And then Google wanted to buy Friendster, and Friendster says, nah, we're going to be billionaires. We're not going to sell it to you. Probably an error. And then so they said, okay, we'll just do Orkut. And then everybody who invited to the other things were inviting you to Orkut. So everyone joined Orkut right away. It was a huge movement of Orkut users, and then it just died.
Yeah.
I think it's possible this could happen.
Well,
Oh,
yes,
definitely.
and you know, there's really not that much difference between this and you know, BBSs and forums. I mean, you know, AOL
Right.
groups, right, and forums that you know were popular, you know, 20 years ago. So I don't know. It's off to a good start. It looks promising. I
They
think,
did already have one big mess up already, though.
Oh,
Did you hear
they
about the
did.
notifications?
Yeah,
So they
that
had a
was-
server
that was
that the
pretty
disk filled
embarrassing.
up, and they were sending notifications out, but they couldn't
Yeah.
mark them as sent. So it just kept sending them over and over and over again. People were getting 60, 70 notifications for an event happening.
You know.
It happens.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what in the future what is ahead. But you know, Google, I question. I mean, they didn't stay with Wave.
I liked your column that said, look at Google may have overreacted and Facebook may have led them on to this notion that it was similar to the Microsoft Netscape
Right.
situation, and Google is just obsessed with taking out the Facebook as perceived as being, you know, an arch rival. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
It will indeed. You've been watching X3.